Hi everyone, it's Simplicity and welcome back to a new video. Today we have another build for my island. So you can kind of see here that I've started placing some things down with a little bit of pathing. I was going to possibly do a rock garden over here, but I don't think I'm going to keep it there. I don't know. I haven't fully figured it out yet. But today we're going to work on this little kind of neighborhood area. I placed down this bench just trying to see if I could figure out my exact spacing. But we're going to go ahead and hop into the speed build part of it all, because I figured it was easier just to do a voiceover for this entire thing, because this entire video, if I didn't do this little like fast forwarding, it is I think 2 hours of footage, something like that. Absolutely wild. So you're just going to kind of see me placing down some things. I was going to try and place down this cushion on the ground, and then I realized that I didn't have the right one and I needed the Zen cushion that you can place things on top of. But I also really didn't like the idea of something blocking the pathway there, so you will see that I end up picking it up and it doesn't stay. But so this little neighborhood area up here that we're working on, so we have Bones, we have Daisy, and we have Ruby. I didn't really know who exactly I wanted to place up here. I knew that I wanted Ruby. And then I was like, you know what? She's lived beside Daisy since the very beginning of this island. Why not keep them together? And then we'll also add Bones up here. And I really like the layout of this, and I'm actually very proud of this area. And honestly, the work that I did for 2 hours, it paid off. So you're going to see that I used the glass standees, which I don't think I have ever used once when it comes to this entire, like any single time I've had Animal Crossing. I'm pretty sure I've never used it. And then I was thinking about extending my pathway here, which is what you are currently seeing. But obviously that was not how that was going to go, because I didn't like the way that it looked. So you're going to see that I just kind of tried to figure everything out. I do end up placing this giant mushroom, which I didn't really know if I wanted the mush parasol or not, but I feel like it's kind of cute up here. The leaves are dead, so it doesn't really match like the spring kind of vibes that I was going for, but I didn't like any of the other colored mushrooms either. But I feel like it kind of works. It just kind of looks like it's a little bit overgrown, and it kind of plays more into the cottagecore vibe of my island that I've got going on right now compared to the actual like spring core that I was attempting to do, because I feel like my island has definitely gone very kind of like spring core mixed with cottagecore, and like I'm not mad about it. I feel like it's very cute. Obviously, or else I wouldn't keep going with what I'm doing. But I placed down just a lot of like blue and green flowers over here. I felt like the blue and green flowers just looked really good. I like the contrast of them, and you're gonna see that I go around here fixing up some of my bushes and replacing fencing. I wanted to use the white simple fencing here instead, because I felt like it looked more neighborhood-esque. And then we placed down this floating biotope planter, whatever it's called. I like it. I think it's cute. A lot of this area, and you will see this as we get further into this, a lot of this area is stunted trees. That is a good majority of what I have going on. I used the birdhouse since it was one of the first DIY things for my first 3 plots, something like that. I was like, you know what? I could use that here. And then I used a cute little vine lamp over here. And a lot of this is just kind of me trying to clutter up the area. And then I placed a bike over by Bones' house, which I know he's meant to be a lazy, but he is constantly doing zoomies on my island. So I was like, you know what? If I give him a bike, then it kind of makes it look like he's a little bit more active. He goes for bike rides around the island because he does zoomies around the island. And then Ruby gets this very cute garden wagon. I love the way that it looks with her house, but I also really just love the exterior of her house anyways. I feel like I'm not going to be able to change it. Like, I'm just very obsessed with the exterior when it comes to her housing. Right now it looks like I'm just kind of placing flowers. I placed down a wheat field, which I felt like it looked kind of cute up here, and I was trying to see what else I had in my inventory to use. So you're going to see me just kind of go around, adjust some things. I placed down another glass standee over here, because I don't know why. I felt like the glass standees would look cute. And like, I really didn't mind them. I don't normally use the standees for like anything. And then you're seeing here that I was trying to figure out the pathing for actually like outside of the houses. So I went ahead and used the same brick code that I used for Nook's Cranny, because I feel like it's just very universal. And you're gonna watch me struggle with this garden wagon so many times throughout this video. And I shouldn't have, but I did, because it kept getting in the way of like everything I was trying to do. So I ended up fixing this, and we ended up putting also in some welcome, like not necessarily like actual like welcome mats, but they end up getting mats at the doorway. And a lot of things around here are honestly just flowers and stunted trees. But yeah, so you'll see here that I go in and I adjust my pathing, trying to figure out what was going to look best for this area, and I felt like connecting it down to the dirt looked better. So then I went in and I added in just a little mat over here. I accidentally kicked off one of the brick paths that I didn't mean to do, so I fixed that. And it was just, you're gonna watch me just really mess around with paths quite a bit here. But I feel like it ended up really like working out, and I have since filming this video, went and just stared at this area on my island because I really like it. So I apologize, you're hearing some louder vehicles. I think I've got some buses going by right now or something of the matter, but I really do like the way that this came out. So later on in the video, you'll see that Ruby gets her own kind of like side yard, just because she ended up having the bigger space off to the side. So eventually we will get to that, but you're seeing here that everybody ends up with a outside kind of like porch kind of area. They all have mats. I believe Daisy and Ruby have the same one, because I didn't want to go in and try and find other codes to use. So I just went with this one, and the one that I used at Ruby's as well, because I feel like they just work. I feel like they're very universal when it comes to this island. So it ended up working out okay. There's quite a few trees around when it comes to Bones's as well, that it makes kind of sense for the leaves and everything. And then here we are just placing down that same blanket coat underneath Daisy's door as well. And then I go back to trying to adjust all of the brick pathing and figuring out what I wanted to do for this island, because I realized I had messed it up when it came to Bones's. I didn't have it like looking like it was sitting underneath as well, which is what I wanted. So it ended up looking kind of like this. Again, a lot of flowers were placed around here. A lot of like white flowers, but I obviously had the blue and green. And then I was coming over here to see if I could find some flowers. You're just gonna kind of watch me, because I was like, I don't have the ones that I want. So I ended up just coming around and like looking for some flowers, digging up some, trying to see what they were and if they were what I was looking for. But I think I ended up going and actually like buying a bag. So I don't know. By the looks of it, that is what I did. So we went into Nook's Cranny, we bought some flower bags. Silvana was in here. So you're gonna kind of just watch me run around, figuring things out. I'm gonna ramble my way through this commentary, because that's just kind of what I'm best at when it comes to these videos, is just kind of rambling and going with it. So I wanted some white hyacinths. We placed those around here. White mums, I think, are also placed around here at some point as well. But the stunted trees, I think, are what made the biggest difference with this area. So they are like one of the very last things that we get to in this video, though. So we do have a little while to go, because this is a long video. I think this is my longest build that I've done. So it definitely took quite a bit of time, but it's worth it in the end. Again, just placing flowers, just trying to clutter up the area a bit. I added in pieces of fencing, trying to just make it look a little bit more cohesive. I forgot to place down Daisy's birdhouse again, so I put that back down. And I was trying to figure out what else I wanted to do. So we came over to my storage shed. I went looking in here, trying to see what I had. I took out some weeds. I took out some glowing moss. Figured they would add to the area quite nicely. So that was what we went with. And I think I placed down a leaf coat around in some places as well. because it matches with the trees up here really well, so we went with that. And then I think I was trying to figure out spots that I wanted trees and not just flowers, but I also have a clear path code that I've been using just to block some things off as well, so that things aren't like spreading everywhere if I don't want them to. I placed a stack of books down on the mush log because I felt like that was going to be the best spot for it. It's a cute little kind of reading spot, and I just feel like it matches really well and tied everything in. I don't know why I like the dark green so much when it comes to the strapped books, but for whatever reason I do. And then we came over here and I emptied my pockets with all of these trees that I had, trying to figure out exactly where I could just empty them and place them. And then I think we went ahead and we started maybe trying to get some stunted trees. I went and bought some tree saplings and some cedar saplings because I didn't think about buying them in the first place. And then we ended up just, I think, time traveling and waiting for them to grow a little bit. And we just kind of, we made it work. And the stunted trees are honestly something that I really enjoyed having in this part of my island. I feel like they honestly did really make the biggest difference. And then I had a money tree, which I ended up placing down back there because I wanted a full-size tree anyways, that it ended up working out okay. And we placed it down, some glowing moss. I didn't realize that I had my clear codes over here, so I had to get rid of them. And just tried to make everything look a little bit more natural. And then this is where we started to place down a couple of the saplings so I could let them grow. And I had to dig up some of the trees as well just to kind of help myself out a bit because they were in the way. So I replaced this one here, the giant cedar. I felt like that looked really good right there. And I think I was trying to figure out what else I wanted to do for stunted trees. So we placed down some normal saplings as well to go ahead and let them grow a bit. And I was trying to find as many spots as I could to just go ahead and start growing some stunted trees. So that was what we did. And then I time traveled a little bit, so you're seeing that we are getting some small little stunted trees that I went ahead and placed around. And I planted coconuts behind them at first. I do go in and I replace them with pears. But it was just so that I had time to go ahead and figure everything out. I wanted to place a tree there, but it wouldn't let me, and I was sad about it. So I ended up kind of shifting some things around over here. And I placed a little baby tree, and then I think I tried to place the mushroom back in there, and it ended up actually working out kind of nicely. I honestly didn't think it was going to fit in there, but thankfully it did. So you're going to see some cute little baby stunted trees, and I am obsessed with them, and I love them. I went ahead and collected my money from my money tree, and then I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in some other spots around here. We got quite a bit of bells. And, yeah, I tried to figure out what I wanted to do in a few different areas. I placed down a pear tree. I felt like that would look okay right there. And what else did I do? I know that I started on Ruby's side yard, but that was, like, a lot closer to the end of the video. Oh, I think this was when I went in and I replaced everything with actual fruits. And then we grabbed something from my storage. Oh, I got fencing. Okay, I was placing fencing to kind of try and make this area look a little bit better with some weeds and some glowing moss. And then I placed down just a few little kind of like codes around, so you'll see that we have some like flower stepping stones. I placed it down some random like flower code. I added in between Bones and Daisy's house as well. They ended up getting a white fence and something else that I cannot remember exactly what it was at the current moment, but there is something else that sits back there. But right now we were just kind of trying to add some fencing in because I really like the way that it looks whenever they're not pieced together and it's just like one piece and then you have some other things. But a lot of this was really just apparently me running around trying to figure things out and what I wanted to do. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't realize I spent that much time running around. Okay. And then I added in some glowing moss and some weeds over here. These don't stay. They will for this video, but I ended up removing them yesterday when I was playing. So they don't stay. Oh, yes. You'll get to watch me destroy this cliff, and then I literally put it right back because I didn't like the way that it looked without it. So you're going to watch me do that here for a little bit, which was an interesting time. Because I was thinking I was going to add like a transition area back in here, and I absolutely hated the way it looked. So I rebuilt it back up. I moved some trees because I was coming up with an idea of adding a little bit of a side yard for Ruby, so it wasn't just like a bunch of this orchard. And yeah, I really like the way the side yard came out though, but I had to go ahead and, did I time travel to get another mini tree, I think? Oh, okay, we just took like a very drastic skip. So we just skipped to the point of me working on Ruby's side yard. So you'll see here that I have this blanket code laid out, which also ties into Bones' house, which is why I use this one. And we added in a mini tree. And this took me forever to figure out because I realized I was trying to set this up the wrong way of how I wanted it. I was testing things out just to kind of see. And yeah, I absolutely did this the wrong way. So you get to watch me play around with codes for a little bit. But I have a cute little stepping stone path to the secret beach, which I think is very cute. And then we just have a bunch of items for this kind of little side area. And this side area adds a little bit of a story, which I also really enjoyed. But yeah, so I'll get to that in a little bit. But for right now, you are watching me try and figure out exactly how I was going to set up this table situation. Because I was thinking of doing like, I don't know why, but I felt like Ruby would have like a little bit of like a tea area on the side of her yards. And then of course I used the carrot cakes because she's a bunny. So I was like, the carrot cake kind of only makes sense for a rabbit villager. So that was what we went with. And I had a few little like coffees and tea. What else did I have? I had something else. The little like dessert thing, but I swear I had, I don't know. I'm lost on what I had, but you can see I had like the full homemade cake to add with the carrot cake. And I just felt like it added in a little bit more of just something different. And then here is where I finally realized I needed to go this way. And you get to watch me struggle again with the garden wagon, but I added in this garden wedding arch because I've never used it and I felt like it was super cute. So I felt like I could use it there. And then I grabbed a few other things just to kind of clutter up the table that I was missing just to see what would work where. So I cluttered up the table. We added in some different coffees, some mugs, the cakes, and I added in this little picture, which you'll see that I moved the table to place it down because I didn't want the blue logo showing. So I was being kind of like very particular on that because I just wanted it to be plain white. And then I added in the afternoon little tea set thing over here and I let it take up the entire spot because I didn't really know what else to do and I felt like it just kind of worked that way. And then we placed the fancy tea set. I recolored the fancy tea set. I was not vibing with the pink. So I do end up recoloring that at some point. I may have even done that off camera. And then you get to watch me go in and figure out my seating because I was trying to mix and match. So we have a little bear over here. There's a few little bears and like plushies that I added to this area just to try and make it look a little bit more lively and not have every seat empty. But I really like these Turkey Day chairs. I didn't realize that they had a spring one to them and I really like them. And the peacock chairs are also just a very nice kind of mix of things. And then I placed down the wooden stool and I placed a cushion on top of it just to try and, I don't know, I wanted to break things up a little bit. And then you get to watch me realize that I needed to place it down the right side stools before I even started on the left. So you're going to watch me move everything out of place, move the tables completely out of place, and this took me way too long. It's honestly embarrassing how many times I had to go in and like adjust things just to try and get them right, because I was realizing I was not going to have the proper amount of space. So here we are with me just, adjusting things, moving things around, and trying to figure out exactly where I wanted them. I realized I did not want them directly right here on this edge, so I do end up moving them again. But you're just going to watch me place down a bunch of chairs, figure things out, see what goes where. It all does eventually come together, I promise. I know this looks like a very kind of chaotic mess right now, but I do eventually get it all together where everything just ended up working out being the way that I wanted it to look. And I promise the rocking chair is not for this spot, but I placed Mom's plushie down here too. I just felt like it looked very cute, just something different from having a bear, and I really like this dog. I just think it's cute. So this was when I realized, or did I? No, I didn't realize at this point. Here was when I realized that I placed the chairs too far back. So now you get to watch me go in and adjust those, pull them all forward, and then adjust the tables and keep going. So this was honestly just a very big adjustment period with what I wanted to do with this spot, but eventually it does come together. And then I didn't even realize that I put the two turkey garden chairs so close to each other. I had no idea. And then I placed down another Turkey Day chair at this end just because I honestly really like them. I think they're my favorite chair for this area. I just felt like they looked the cutest. And then I was trying to see if I could place down another baby bear around here somewhere, but I could not, which was a little bit unfortunate, but it's okay. It just means I have another baby bear to add in somewhere else. And then what was I doing here? I have no idea. Oh, I was building something. I was crafting another wooden stool. Because I realized that I didn't have one for another area that I was going to work on over here as well. So, or I missed one. That was what it was, I missed one. So we placed down the cushion, and that was kind of the little tea spot. Again, I do really color this tea, it does not stay this pink. And this was me adjusting where the Mom's plushie was sitting, because I didn't want everything to be so far over. I wanted it all to kind of work. And then we tried to adjust the garden wagon here, and oh, did this take me forever. I don't know what it is about this little garden wagon, but it was just giving me issues, and I could not place it the way that I wanted. So I think I eventually did end up getting it there, and that it was a custom code causing me issues. I think. I can't even fully remember. I don't know. Eventually, I did get it to the point that I wanted, though. It just ended up taking me a while, and me literally just trying and testing over and over and over again to see if I could get it to look the way that I wanted. Because I wanted the handles to be pointing towards the tea table. I don't know why. It was just the way that I thought it was going to look cuter. And for whatever reason, the game was like, yeah, no, you're not doing that. And it would not let me put it into the spot exactly where I had it. And then it was interfering with my chair. So I don't know what was happening with that, but something was, and it just took me a little while. But eventually I did get it into the right spot. But I had to I think I took a break from it maybe. I don't fully remember what I did. But I know that I did get it figured out. And then I placed my wooden log stakes over here because I wanted to try and just break up the area, and then I ended up, I think, actually moving them back one because I realized with them being placed where I had them that you could not get through on my pathing, and then I had to go on a hunt because I left all of my tools at the very beginning and realized I did not have something. So I needed a shovel, that was what it was. I needed a flower to try and break up the area a little bit more. You're watching me place down some clear codes because my flowers were starting to go in places that I didn't want them. And then Azalea needed my attention, so she gave me a reaction, and we headed back up to add in the cosmos and possibly the orange hyacinth up here. And just try and make the area look a little bit cuter, I don't know, but I really like the orange hyacinths. I think they might be one of my favorite flowers on this island. Them and the pink hyacinths. I just feel like they're very pretty. But you also can't go wrong with the white cosmos either. So everything just kind of ended up working out fairly well. And then I went ahead and I grabbed some pears because I was doing something. What was I doing? I think I was moving more trees. I moved a few more trees and some flowers to try and open up this area a little bit more for the other idea that I had, because I wanted Ruby's area to have a little bit more of a backstory. So you're going to watch me place down this cute little doily code. I love it. I think it is absolutely so cute, and I used it somewhere else on my island as well, but it works so well for this little area. And then we used the little mini table, and I placed down this painting set. So if you can see what I'm doing here, so we have a little painting spot up by Ruby's, and it is what my island flag currently is. So there's a little bit more of a story to Ruby, that she's the one that designed the island flag and has a little painting spot up here with her little reference photos and trying to figure them all out. And I just felt like it was super cute. So we rolled with that. And then I was reading into Ruby a little bit more as well on her wiki page possibly. And it was saying that she has an interest in photography. So I also ran with that over here in this area as well. I added in a cute little pop-up book, which I didn't plan on using, but it had flowers on it, and Ruby is always inspecting the flowers. So I felt like that would be kind of cute. And then I placed it down the camera here, as you can see, just to kind of give her a little bit more of an interest with her photography. I tried to move this over, and I realized that it only looks good over here. So we rolled with that, and then I, adjusted things where I wanted them to be placed. I moved a tree over one spot, I think. Oh, I placed a fruit tree back there, never mind. And then we added in a flower by it. And then I had a Polaroid custom code that I added down by the camera as well, just to kind of add a little bit more of some detail. So it's kind of like undeveloped photos, and I just feel like it was kind of cute and something a little bit different to just add in a little bit more. And then I placed down this other doily code to put the camera on top of, because I felt like that just added in a little bit more depth to the whole situation. And then I turned this around so that it's a little bit more interactive, that you didn't have to look at it upside down. So that got moved around, and we added in, I think, a rocking chair in here, yes. So there's a few different wood tones going on. I may recolor the island love table at some point, but for right now it is still this color because I really like the white wheels, and it's the only one that has the white wheels on it, which was disappointing. I wish there was another one. And then, we cluttered up the area with some flowers, and I think that's kind of really about it. There wasn't really a whole lot going on other than flowers and trees now, because the area had come together fairly quickly for that spot. And then, that was what I did. I think I added in more stepping stones so that if you weren't really fully paying attention, that there's a full kind of pathway over there. But I do want to add in some more flowers and bushes in between by the peach tree and everything as well. So we get there eventually, but there we are, just some cute little stepping stones. I tried to break them up a little bit with the flower ones. And what did I do? Did I not use those log stakes? I don't know. But we're adding in some more little flowers. I accidentally replaced one of my codes with the leaf by accident, so I fixed that. And we just tried to add in a few little just codes around, just to add some more detail, that it wasn't all just boring and glass in game. I do really like the glass in game, but I needed something. And what was I on the hunt for? I have no idea. So you're gonna watch me. I was getting more bushes. I wanted to add a bush over there, that's right, because I didn't have any in my pocket somehow. So we added in a few little things. It all comes together quite nicely once it's all actually built up with all the flowers and everything, but I don't think I showed that in this video. I might. I really don't have a clue. And then I think I added a bush back here as like a little highlight spot just to have something back in here because I didn't know what else would fit. So you're just gonna watch me run around, place some things, and then eventually it should, I think, be coming up here fairly soon. We get to a point of just going and sitting down and like admiring the area a little bit. This one tree on the left is going to be a full-grown tree, I think. I may possibly stunt it, but I have not fully decided on that. But for right now, you're watching me just go ahead and place down some flowers, try and break up the area a bit, make sure that the flowers aren't overly spreading to spots that I didn't want them. Plus, it's also going to save me some time when it comes to a rock garden whenever we get to that. But otherwise, I feel like we're getting fairly close to the end here. Maybe not, because I can't remember what else I did. And that is where I'm at with this. Oh, what did I do with fencing? Oh, that's right. I added in one little simple fence because I felt like it needed something there and it broke the area up quite nicely. And then I realized I had an awful lot of weeds down there, so I needed to clean them up a bit. But we planted in a few little flowers, tried to stop things from spreading again. And I really like the idea of just having a lot of flowers over in Ruby's area because she is constantly looking at them. And then I adjusted the cake placement because I didn't love that it was all on one side. And you're watching me look around at this area. I promise the garden wagon does not stay like this. I swear I changed it to that it's not like that and it's back in its regular rotation. But I think that is possibly, no, this was where I was going ahead and going about to end, and then I time skipped again. So, but yeah, like look at how cute this little area is all together right now. I feel like it's very cute. But there should, yes, there we are. I was gonna say there should be another spot here where we time travel. So I fixed it to green. I felt like the green for the tea looked a little bit better. You can kind of see flowers and everything are starting to take place. And then we ran over here because Savannah moved out. So I had an empty plot and we checked to see who was moving in here, which was Ace. And he is also not currently on my island anymore. He got amiiboed out for Dom. But yeah, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about him. Wasn't a huge fan. So I just kind of stood there in disbelief that that was who moved in after Savannah. But, you know, it happens. But I want to say that's about it for this video. So I think I ran back over and then we ended it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, you can go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you want to see some more videos from me, you can go ahead and subscribe. I post videos typically 6 days a week right now. If you are already subscribed and want notifications when I post, go ahead and hit that bell down below. Make sure that your YouTube notifications are turned on. We are getting fairly close to wrapping up this island other than like HHP and doing my own house and beaches. But like overall island decor, we're getting very close. But as I said, if you want to see some more videos from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will see you all in my very next video. But see, look at Ruby's over there inspecting the flowers already. So the area worked out to be absolutely perfect for her. But I will see you all next time. Bye, lovelies.